What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. Today we have a lot to talk about. The market's been getting smoked over the past couple weeks, so let's just jump right into it. As you can see, market has been going down past couple weeks, and what I want to do is really point out some of the events you're probably going to see occur over the next couple days, or even the remainder of this week and going into next week. So first things first, this is what the daily chart on the NASDAQ looks like. And the reason we're focusing on the NASDAQ is this is where most of the aggressive selling has taken place over the course of the past 2 weeks. So people are growing the assumption that money is moving out of the tech sector and moving into other areas of the market. So we're seeing a rotational movement in the market from tech. Because if you look at the S&P 500, it hasn't been affected as severely as the NASDAQ has, but so, that's where a lot of this assumption is coming that, money's moving out of the tech sector. Anyways, so with that being said, look at the screen here on the right. This is the 4-hour chart on the screen here on the right. So essentially what this means is we have pulled back down to 4-hour trending support. That's why we're getting this bounce here this morning. So we had recommended to some traders in our group and people like to follow along with our channel that you're probably going to want to be slightly more long bias going into the open today. And with that being said, let's look at what this chart looks like so far. You can see that if we put a little support here down at 305, that's pretty much where we reached pre-market, or sorry, after hours, bottomed, and now we're trying to bounce away. So for right now, the market is on a counter trend long bounce where we have just come off a down move. Now we're retracing on the counter trend side. So there's a good chance you could see, the market's retraced quite a bit today, and what we're looking for is either a hold here at this 305 price. So it already happened, right? Market already moved to 305. It's holding. We're bouncing away. So we want to be slightly more long bias this market until it starts to retrace back down. If it retraces back down and we start to go below 305, then our next trending support target is going to be 295. So we're still formulating a plan to see the market at 295, all right? If the markets fail to successfully hold 305 and we break down below 305, then we anticipate the markets go towards 295, and then that's where we buy long next. So right now, we are in fact long bias this market on this dip, and we're going to be looking to see if we can essentially sustain the price points of 305 for the time being. If you look back at this chart, you can see that we had like this head and shoulders formation fail. So for right now, resistance in this market is probably somewhere in this, this zone of 309 to 311. So that's what we're kind of looking to see is let me rephrase that. It's actually, probably from like 312 to 309 and down. That's kind of the intraday resistance mark. So like I said, we're looking at the NASDAQ. If it breaks down to, 295, we're going to be long bias. So this kind of leads me into NEO, showing you guys NEO. So we're slightly more long bias NEO a little bit for the time being because the market's on the up, but if the market starts to go back on the red, then we're just going to be bearish NEO again. So if we look at NEO here on the long-term chart, which I need to delete all these drawings. So if we look at NEO here on the long-term chart, you will see that we just got back to all this previous support areas, right? You're looking at this previous dip. We just got back there for the first time. So remember this, since the price is coming into these levels for the first time, you want to look to trade opposite. So you would look to go long, not short. You're not saying to yourself, well, if we break this support, it's going to sell off big. I should go short. No. The short move started up here. Bearish down, people are making lots of money as it comes into the support. They're getting ready to close those shorts and they're getting ready to add long, just as you're probably considering to sell. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we did in fact break trend here and we went lower. This is what we talked about yesterday on NEO. So we broke trend, went lower. Now the target price back on the upside is $44 for right now. But what we want to see is we actually want to see NEO a little bit lower to 37. So as we were talking about the NASDAQ a second ago, where we said if it doesn't hold 305 and it goes to 295, then you would expect NEO is going to go down to 37. All right. So looking at where NEO is positioned right now. Okay. Let's look at this. So NEO is currently trading at 39. If look at the screen on the right, the market holds and actually goes long, we'll probably see NEO bounce back up a little bit today. If this market fails and breaks down and it goes more towards our price target of 295, then you're going to see NEO break down, probably break these support levels on the previous price, and head more towards 37. So there's a game plan here. If markets sustain 305, we'd be better off being a little bit more long bias NEO in this dip right now. If it fails 305, heads towards 295, we'd be better off waiting and then repositioning along on NEO down towards 3670. So pretty much we're looking to be long bias NEO now. If you want to be super exact, then you would do what I just said. If you don't want to be all crazy super exact, then you would just slowly start buying this dip and accumulating a position as NEO comes down into the 36 or sustains around 40. So if you start to go long now around 40, you have a 3 cent down, you have $3 or $2.50 downside risk, right? If you're at 40 and a move's going to go down to say 37, you have $3 risk down. So you'd want to position and plan accordingly for a $3 downside move. Okay. So that's NEO. All right. Next one on the list is SKT. So SKT traded like crazy today. It went up. I did a little long, did a little short. Had no idea it was going to come this far back down on a short. So we are going to be watching this. I think Wall Street Bets might be pumping this a little bit. But either way, it got overbought all the way up to about 26 today. Broke over 4-hour trending resistance, way overbought. Went over daily chart resistance, got way overbought. Came all the way back down. So pretty much we're going to be looking for, either a little bounce move to maybe a slight long. So we're kind of thinking if we're going to get a bounce today in the immediate, we'll probably see SKT hold around the 2058 price. So let me put a mark here at 2058. That is our next kind of trending support level. So you can see we've come down to that price and we started to bounce. So for me right now, it's sustaining over the price of this 2058 could lead to a little bounce away, back up on the market. If we started to break below, we can look for continuation on the downside with SKT today. One second. There was it S? Yeah, I don't really think. There's really no penny stocks this morning that we were really focusing on. I mean, there's a few that we're moving around, but yeah, probably not going to do much. So with that being said, that's pretty much our watch list today. And that really goes for everything. Just because we're watching NEO, doesn't mean that the same thing's not going to happen with AMD. So the analysis we gave you on the NASDAQ pretty much goes for everything tech related in this market. If the NASDAQ holds at 305, Tesla's probably bounce a little bit. Other stocks will probably bounce a little bit. If it fails 305, we're going to go lower, and other stocks will probably go lower. And if I had to honestly pick, I think it's very possible we go for the 295. Also because I kind of just want to see the market go down a little bit. So that being said, I'm aiming to go for 295, and we'll see how the market thinks about that. So that being said, guys, I will see you on the next video. Everybody, take care.